LeBron, after the OKC game, you told me that sleep was energizing you. I wondered maybe watching Bronny on NBA courts, but come on, that had to do a little bit for you.
Definitely a combination of both. Getting the optimal rest, getting into my REM sleep, but also having an opportunity to fly down to Phoenix last night and seeing my son play ball. It's definitely he inspires me. So I felt really good waking up today after watching him and his team last night, and I just try to do my part.
After a game like this, do you break down the game a little bit with him? He watches you in this context?
No, absolutely. We're always trying to figure out ways how we can be better, not only individually, but for the betterment of our team. So it's all about, playing hard, playing for your teammates, and just trying to figure out how to win a ball game.
Well, LeBron, saying on your play, like you were clearly on one tonight, and you had a road back-to-back, followed by an additional road trip to see your son play. Where is the energy coming from?
Sleep. Sleep and inspiration from my son and his team. I got some pretty good sleep in OKC, the night we got in, and the day of the game. And, yesterday I was pretty tired, flying and things of that nature. But watching those guys and watching my son and his team play, I got some energy from that. And then I got some more sleep today, and was able to come in with some energy and put it on the floor.
Just because it's, so obvious how much energy you're playing with, like how many hours of sleep are we talking about? Like what's a good night sleep for you?
I slept last night from 12 to 8. I got up, ate breakfast, and I went back to sleep from 8:30 to 12:30. So that's pretty good, right?
I just wanted to ask you about LeBron's energy. And, you praised it after the back-to-back in OKC and tonight, and how much of you thought that rubbed off and how much he led that?
Yeah, he was spectacular again. He's exemplifying, to find the right words, finding joy through hustle, and how it's really fun to pour it all out there on the floor and inspire your group. The effort that he's playing with is inspiring our whole group. And, our team is playing extremely hard and defending and running the floor. And, we're making strides with playing extra pass basketball. We're still not quite where we need to be yet. But, Bron's leading the charge in all those things. And, he was terrific again tonight.
Frank, that aside, or maybe including that, what about that third quarter was especially working on defense?
Yeah, we got stops. Like we started the game really well defensively, and and then the third quarter as well, just really being locked into our coverages. Making all the pass blocks, deflections, low man help, really competing on the ball. I think Avery set a great tone for us, and I thought Talon and Austin were also really good, just dogging the basketball and keeping our own man in front of them. And if you keep your own guy in front of you and force them into forced possessions, you got a chance to get stopped and get out on the break.
Frank, LeBron has scored, I think, 30 points in 6 of his last 8, and tonight, as you mentioned, just making a great defensive effort as well. Do those two-way games, obviously LeBron has played a lot of great games in his career, but at this point, 19th season, do some of those two-way masterpieces, so to speak, feel like a limited resource that, like, maybe even in the regular season you only get so many?
Nah, nothing feels like it's limited resources with him. It's just the way he plays. That's who we have to be. That's Laker basketball. It doesn't matter who our opponent is, what their record is, what the situation is. We want to play harder than our opponent. That's how we've been the last couple of years, and it hasn't always been there for us this year. And I think our guys recognize that, and they're trying to play at that championship level. And try to build those championship habits in regular season games. So he's setting a great tone for us in that regard.
Along those same lines, Frank, I think you said something earlier in the year about how you guys weren't doing the dirty work instinctively or something to that effect, and that was something that you kind of had to make a more concerted effort to get guys to do. Does seeing LeBron bring that kind of defensive energy give you some hope that that can become part of your identity, and sort of have that sort of trickle down effect on everyone else?
Absolutely. But although I don't think I've ever felt like I was concerned or needed hope that we were going to get there or that we are going to get there. We still have a long way to go to build the consistency we're looking for. But, you got a bunch of new guys that coming into your culture. It takes time to get them, up to speed with how we do everything. You know what I mean? From everything down to coverages to spacing concepts. But the effort piece, and it's easy to just say, hey, you guys are not playing hard enough, but the reality is you have to be direct and precise in terms of exactly what you're talking about. You guys are not running the floor hard enough. You're not sprinting back in transition hard enough. You're not crashing the glass hard enough. You're not screening and getting out of screens fast enough. You're not cutting. Just all these things that just fall in the bucket of effort and playing harder than your opponent. Like, you got to be precise with those things. You got to coach those things hard, and that's what we're doing with our group. And, we're making progress, still an imperfect game, but, you're asking about Bron. Bron's leading the charge and all that stuff.
Russ, you're kind of known as being an energy giver and trying to make plays that fire up the team. Have you seen that side of LeBron, or what have you seen maybe in this last stretch of games, especially, that's really come out with LeBron's play?
Just being aggressive. When he's aggressive and making the right plays and reads, our team is different. And tonight was another night where he imposed his will when he's able to do that, and he can do that every night. Our team is a different team.
What did you think of LeBron's blocks tonight? They had 3 that were all pretty highlight worthy. And when you see him getting up like that, what does that tell you about where he is physically and I suppose mentally also?
It's great. It's good energy booster for our team. He shows that he's making a second effort to be able to, protect, especially when we're small. And it's big, just big for us, and I know it's big for him. It shows that he's able to still do that. He's been doing it for so many years, year after year. It's good to see.